Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Lonely Artist Podcast. My name is Ariane, and I'm really happy that you're here today. I hope you're happy to be here as well. I'm sure you are, as you chose to listen to this. Today, I have a very exciting interview with a lovely, lovely artist. Her name is Andrea, and she's a portrait artist who has drawn nothing but faces since she was a teen. She's a 24-year-old working in tech in LA and spends her free time finding stylish fellow queers to draw. She especially loves featuring people who are making a positive impact within the LGBT community and hopes that illustration can be a bigger part of her life sometime soon. I really hope you guys enjoy this interview, and let's welcome Andrea to this podcast. Thank you so much for, letting me interview you and just talking a little bit about your art. I'm so excited to dig into that, and also for people to get an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better and your art for sure.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's an honor. I listened to the first podcast you put out. It was really cool to listen to.
Oh my God, that's so cool. I've had some people tell me that they listen to it, and I'm like really happy about it, but I'm also a bit nervous because it's weird knowing that people listen to you talk for a little while.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess I'm just gonna go straight into the questions because not only I am very interested in knowing what you're going to say, but I think people are gonna find your answers pretty interesting. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and the first thing that I wanted to ask you is, when did you start pursuing the arts?
I would say it's never been like a conscious choice of mine. I've always been drawing since I was a little kid, so it's just kind of always been there.
Was it like your calling
Um,
from day one?
um yeah, I think it was the kind of like the first passion I had. And later it expanded to other stuff, but no, it's always been there. I think within the last couple of months, I think I've really kind of recommitted. So I guess that's the time, or that's when I've kind of recommitted. Or
That's really cool that you've always liked drawing and it's always something that you've been passionate about. Is there any moment when you started drawing that you really decided or focused on wanting to draw people specifically or faces specifically? I remember you told me that you really enjoy drawing faces.
yeah, yeah. I think it was actually it actually is funny. A very specific moment. I was in like high school and just like so tired of like my homework, and I was like up super late, and I was just like, I need to do something that makes me happy. And so I just like, I don't know, started like drawing a portrait, and like, I don't know, it was just really magical, like putting lines on the paper and like seeing like a face and like a person emerge. And I've been hooked ever since then. And that was a long time ago. But no, I think the portraits are what I pretty much exclusively focus on. Just it's like, it's so interesting. It's like, people, it's us, like still life, I guess it's interesting, but people and identities I find to be very compelling.
Yeah, I completely agree. I totally agree with you. Faces is definitely one of the things that I enjoy drawing the most. I feel it's just because as people, we really like observing emotions through our facial expressions, and that's like the easiest way of us to be able to read other people. Maybe
Hmm.
that's why we have a fixation with that. I don't know, but I feel like you really capture faces in a way that I love. I feel like they're nuanced, and sometimes people tend to draw just very serious faces, but I like that your faces specifically have a lot of attitude to them. Is that intentional?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I So I think we'll get into more later or whatever. But I mostly draw queer people, and
Hmm.
I try to put. I know, 'cause there's a what I perceive to be a gap in representation of queer people, and it's in media in general, but just in like art, even on just like Instagram. People are just always drawing, these like really feminine women, these like really masculine men, and I don't know. There's just it's not really that interesting, I think. So I
Yeah.
draw more queer people that are more, maybe like more like in the middle, or like, expressing themselves in a more, not I mean, I've never done any interviews like this before, so
Don't
I
worry,
will I will trip up on my words.
I'm not a professional by any means. I also like get super stuck, and then sometimes I'll be saying something and I'll totally forget, or just my mind just goes somewhere else. So don't worry
Yeah.
about it. I guess what you mean is you like, drawing nuance in the way you draw people, which is something that I
Yeah.
do. I feel like not a lot of people do.
Yeah. And
I
then
do
getting back to
find.
your original, sorry, go ahead.
No, 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 please. You tell me what you
Getting
were gonna
back to
say.
your original question. Yeah, I try to, you said that, they look like they have like an attitude or something. I try to
Hmm.
draw people that I don't know, just try to give them a more like powerful aura, or, like kind of have them like down looking at you. I don't know, just kind of trying to put them in the center
They do
and like
feel
empowering.
powerful now that you say it. They do look like they're really empowered when you look at them. I didn't know that was intentional, but that's awesome to know. That's really cool. And also, I feel like, so one of the things that I like as well, not only that you draw people or faces specifically, but I feel like you have a very unique style in the sense that you always like using a limited color palette. And I feel like that in combination with the expressions that you draw that are empowered are really striking. Like you take a moment to look at the drawing, because it's when you see colors that are limited, it's like yeah, a lot of contrast, and then you put in there a face and it's like contrast plus emotion, and you just want to stare at it for a long long while.
Well, good. No, good, good,
Was
good.
that style of
Um,
purpose on purpose?
with the color, I don't know if I can talk about intentionality, but I am very, very new to using color. Like I've pretty much always just done black and white, just like sketches. So everyone is just seeing me figure out color for the very first time. So I'm it's limited on purpose because I don't really know what I'm doing. Yeah, no, I'm like really trying to improve on that. I was just working this weekend on another portrait and trying to push uh, I don't know, the color scheme, and like trying to look at what other people are doing.
Well,
It's
I
so
think,
complicated. It's
yeah,
like it's just a whole nother world to focus on.
totally. I think you're thriving in that like limitation that you gave yourself with not wanting to get too much into colors. I think it looks pretty cool. I didn't even know that it wasn't on purpose when we talked about
Hmm.
it via text. And are you thinking of like uh, down the road trying to figure out color more?
Oh yeah, no, I'm actively working on it. I think I need to focus more on and looking at what other people are doing.
Hmm.
Because for me, like in the last couple of months since I started being more active on Instagram and like posting stuff, interacting with people, I don't know. I've just like come into. I've just seen so many different like ideas and like techniques, and it's like, oh my god, like why didn't I like engage with the artist community earlier? Like I could have learned so much.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. There's a lot to learn from watching other people. I've personally learned a lot from watching your art. Remember that we were talking about, what is this that you said? Like you focus specifically on details for certain areas of the drawing, and then some others
oh
not so
yeah,
much.
yeah. I mean, I've had a couple of people that like don't agree with the technique, but I will stand by the technique of um, putting more detail and focus into certain areas, and then leaving other areas kind of I wouldn't say unfinished, but just like um, looser detail. And then I think that the high contrast of the detail areas just kind of like guides your eye, and creates a gradation of focus throughout the piece, which I think is more interesting.
Yeah, me too. I agree. I think it looks really, I feel like the way you're guiding people to watch your art is, at least for me, is very pleasing. Maybe not like a lot of people would want to make everything very uh finished everywhere, but I feel like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you lose that focus because you're
Yeah,
kind of everything looks the same
like, and you can
detail
do it,
wise.
but like, we don't have unlimited time, so you also kind of have to be economical.
This is true. And I saw that in one of your Instagram posts, and that was something that really intrigued me about you, because
maybe it's me not being able to find so many people in the art community, but you talked about being queer and identifying as non-binary and being trans femme, and I feel like there's not many voices in the art community, at least that I know of, that openly talk about it, but also express that through their art. And I wanted to know how that has impacted your art and your voice as an artist.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that was only a couple months ago that I decided to just be like totally open about it to, whoever. I think I was touching on it a little bit before about there being a gap in representation in art.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's plenty of like bi or lesbian or gay creators that are very open about it, but I guess more on like the gender side of things, I haven't really come across that many people that are open about it. Yeah, I think I don't know. For me, I can afford to be open about it, so I think I should. But I think with um, I don't know. I just try to be sensitive to people's gender identities. So like when I am portraying like a specific person, I try to have their pronouns in my post, and make sure I'm portraying them in a way that is aligns with who they know themselves to be.
I love that you
Yeah.
do that. It should be the norm. I feel like now it's like being considerate, but it should just be what we normally do with everybody and just being respectful in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah, but not so many people do that, and I love that you do that. It's really cool. And I've also seen a lot of growth in your account actually. When I started following you, um, I saw that your account grew really, really quickly. And I thought that was so amazing for you because I love what you're doing and I love the message that you're sending. I don't know if intentionally or not, or just a little bit of both through art and just showing people that you can be respectful in gender and just being queer as well. And I wanted to know how it feels to have so many people paying attention to your work.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's been pretty exciting at times. I posted drawings for like 6 months and I got zero response, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm still gonna, draw, but it's not, there's nothing super exciting about it. And hey, if it's external attention that gets me to draw, like, that's kind of crappy, but whatever, I'll take it. Yeah, no, I think it's really helped me, I don't know, see the possibilities and like kind of be like, no, like what I'm doing is cool. And like, I guess like it helped your confidence, which helps focus.
Do you ever feel a little bit responsible for keeping up with your posts because people are watching now?
Um, very much no. I don't, I, I have like, art is one part of my life. And so I'm not gonna just kind of drop everything else. I think I can't speak for everybody, but it seems like a more healthy position to take, like kind of keep it in perspective and not get super caught up, because it's still going to be there, next week or whatever.
Of course. I think
Like
that's a
you have to
super
be like
healthy approach.
sustainable with with how you do it.
No, totally. That's amazing. I wish I didn't care so much. I do a little bit. I'm like a little bit of not so much in like wanting a lot of likes, but I do obsess over like the amount of times I post or whatever. But I actually admire that you don't care and it's just just one part of your life, but you don't worry so much about it. That's
Yeah, I mean, of course I would love to, but like, I only have so much free time.
of course.
Um, like I'm always like, oh, I want to get like 3 drawings done this weekend, and then it's like, one. But like, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just
well,
thankful that I can work on it.
of course. And you have to be relaxed to be inspired. And if you're just pressuring yourself, what's the point?
Yeah, yeah. Or if you're like, I think like if you're trying to churn out piece after piece, I think I don't know, or like it's possible that you may not be like um being thorough with like being trying to grow and like inspecting your work and seeing where you could grow. But I don't know.
No,
Maybe
I
I'm
get
just slow.
it. And do you have any art inspirations that have really, like big art inspirations that have really impacted your style or your work?
Mm. Yeah, you sent me that question. I was like, shoot. Have you ever heard of the artist okay, how do you pronounce it? Beksinski?
I'm not
He,
sure. I'm horrible with names.
yeah, I think he's like this Polish painter, and I don't think he's around anymore, but he painted this like massive library of these like hellscapes, and it was just like really otherworldly with like his use of just like environment and like just you gotta look him up.
I'll
It's out of this
definitely
world.
do it.
It's so cool.
I'm very interested in seeing who your inspirations are. And I mean, I'm always happy to learn about more artists. So that's
Mhm.
awesome. If you can, whenever you can, send me the name so I can look it up. I'd love to.
Yeah, for sure. And then another person I've been following for a while is Christian Scott on Instagram. He's blackbean_CMS.
Okay.
And he does portraits too, except just the way he distorts and stylizes his faces is like I love it. I don't think there's like really a message behind his work, but I don't know, it's just so interesting, the way he like colors stuff, and it's really cool. I wish I could be a lot more stylized like that, but I'm still just like, I don't know, caught up in trying to make things look good instead of like unique.
Yeah, no, I understand. I have ideas in my head that I can't by any means get to yet with like drawing. But yeah, sometimes you see other artists that can, I guess, stretch or break the rules of anatomy and stuff, and it's very striking.
Oh, I mean, just wait till you see him. He destroys the rules of anatomy.
I can't wait, honestly. I love learning about new artists, and especially if they're so different in the way they draw things. So that's always
Mhm.
very exciting.
Yeah.
And also, well, because this podcast and this place is like a place of support, and that's the main message I want to share. I don't know if you would like to um, tell us a little bit about maybe art accounts that you love and follow, but that maybe don't have too much attention or too many followers or anything like that.
Absolutely. Oh dear. Oh, my cat just got into the room.
Oh,
Give me one
yeah,
moment. I'm gonna let her out, or else
that's
she's gonna
totally
be meowing
fine.
throughout the rest of this.
Totally, totally.
I think
Welcome
she was in
back.
here like under the bed or something. He's like,
Oh,
and then the doors didn't open.
oh, your cat
That's
just
so
wanted to
funny.
be part of the podcast.
Precisely. Yeah, she's loves that attention. My
Oh,
mic set up again.
I've been wanting to get a cat for so long, but I travel too much and I feel bad like just traveling with a cat and just stressing them
Mhm.
out. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, other than that, they are like so easy to keep. Sorry, one sec.
of course.
They're just like they're cheap. They're I don't know. What Tilly recommends. But yeah, traveling is a thing I
I'm
think about.
definitely thinking about one, but like I have to settle down first and then totally.
Hmm.
I've been dreaming about it, literally dreaming about having a cat.
Yeah, I want more cats. Okay,
Is that a thing about
so
artists? That we love
probably.
cats?
Okay, so yeah, so some people that I would definitely recommend checking out. Ethan at EE. So these are all Instagram artists,
Okay.
or sorry, not Instagram. People, creators that have Instagram accounts.
Okay.
Ethan at EE Coverstone makes some really cool. He does portraits too, and they're mostly like drag queens or like queer people too. So of course I vibe with that.
Cool.
Holly at A Queer Photog. She does really cool photography of queer people, but then also focusing on diversity of bodies and stuff. I've used one of her photos as reference for one of my drawings, and
Okay.
hopefully I will again in the future. And then Beeb at Dear Beeb, and they do these really cool, cute and funny comics about their experience as a Black person.
I love that. And I love the queer support. That's So cool that you share them, and I'm definitely gonna check all of them out and follow them just because I just love following new artists.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Do you have any advice you would like to give to people who follow you that want to become artists?
Yeah, for sure. I can only speak from my own experience, and the art for me has changed so much since I started interacting with other artists online. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it is pandemic, so it's got to be online. um, it's just like it's opened me up to so many ideas and feedback, and I don't know, just like meeting people with like similar goals or like similar interests. It motivates you even more. Um, yeah.
That's awesome. And so you're saying that just to join the art community for those people that would like
Yeah,
to
just like
become
interact with
artists?
people, try to meet new people. I would say interact like genuinely, because
Yeah.
people can tell if you're just trying to get like another follower or whatever.
Oh, totally.
But I don't know, just be genuine, be real.
Yeah, I hate when they're like, "Oh, I love your art. Look at my art. It's awesome." It's like, okay. I wish it was a little bit more like, I don't know, human. I think we kind of forget being humans when we're on social media sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the most rewarding parts of social media for me have been finding like artists and then having like actual conversations with them. Um, it's been really cool.
Yeah, I agree too. I love that, well, we are doing this because of social media, and I would have never in a million years thought about, talking to people in this way. And I love that I can expand upon that part of, the art community and just meeting new people and their perspectives.
Yeah, that was a great way to do
Do you
it.
have any plans for the future regarding your art or your social media presence? Even though you said you're not really like super focused on it, do you have any like ideas you'd like to expand upon for your art account?
Yeah, I think it's pretty early on for me in my Instagram or whatever, online art journey. So I'm still figuring it out. But for me, it would be really cool if I don't know, it just continuing to have the ability to spotlight queer creators that I think are really like inspiring or like stylish, both. Then also I'm still working on it, but I think it would be pretty cool to open a print shop. I think like a few weeks ago, I kind of rushed and got all of the logistics figured out.
Oh, that
And
would
now
be
I'm just kind of
amazing.
working on getting a set of pieces I'm really proud of.
That would be
But
so
I
cool.
try and be patient with that.
I think your work would work really well with being prints and just making it into prints, even maybe into like shirts. They would look pretty cool.
Maybe.
I would
We'll
fully
see.
support that.
New clothing line.
Yeah.
Obnoxiously colored faces.
And it can be a line for everybody without like, I don't know, labels or something. That would be cool.
Without what?
Like labels of like, this is like for guys and this is for girls, just like cool shirts that everybody can wear, no matter what.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. I would very much like to know if you could have any magical art power to help you in your painting process, what would you like it to be?
I would love the ability to stop time so that when I'm drawing late into the night, it doesn't destroy my sleep schedule and my day afterwards.
Oh my God, that wouldn't that
Because
be
I'm
great?
I'm always like, it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, oh shoot, I need to stop and go to sleep, but like I'm in the zone. If I could just stay there without any repercussions. Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, that wouldn't that be nice? I would definitely love to have that power as well. Well, thank you so much for letting me interview you. I'm very excited for people to hear this. And I'm very
Yeah,
excited for people to go to your account and watch you grow and bloom, but also watch you support other queer people and non-binary people and just, get the word out there and the spotlight for people that are not, that are just trying to be themselves, basically, and just for
yeah,
people to
precisely.
be
Yeah,
empowered buy your art for sure.
Sweet. Well, thank you so much. Very
Well,
sweet of you to say.
well, thank you, and hopefully I can send you a lot of gifts and memes later.
Hopefully too.
Okay,
That's part
well,
of this negotiation.
totally. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Great. You have a good rest of your Sunday.
Thank you.
Alright, guys, well, that was the interview. I hope you find it insightful and you learned a thing or two from it. I know I learned a lot from Andrea. This was very, very exciting, and I was so happy to meet her. I hope you guys go and check her out. I hope you can go and support her work. Her work is beautiful, and her message as well. And I think we need more people like her in the world. Alright, guys, that will be it for today, and I'll be seeing you very, very soon. Bye bye.